The barking dog. It was a quiet afternoon, the kind where the sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows across the yard. In the distance, you could hear the rustling of leaves, the soft hum of the wind, and the occasional chirp of a bird. But amidst this peaceful scene, there was one sound that cut through the air, a sharp, incessant barking. Ruff, ruff, ruff. It was Max, a small, scrappy terrier with a lot of heart and far more energy than most dogs. His tail wagged furiously as he bounded around the yard, his eyes locked onto something across the way, but there was no one there. No intruders, no squirrels, no birds, nothing. Just Max barking at himself. As he stared into the window, his own reflection stared back. The dog in the glass looked just like him. Same brown fur, same pointed ears, same eager expression. But Max didn't know that. He didn't understand reflections. All he saw was an unfamiliar creature staring at him, challenging him, taunting him. Ruff, ruff, ruff! His voice was filled with both fear and defiance. With every bark, he took a step closer to the glass, his paws scrabbling on the floor as he tried to make sense of the creature. His ears were pressed back against his head, and his eyes narrowed, filled with suspicion. But no matter how close he got, the dog in the window mirrored his every move. When Max tilted his head, the other dog tilted its head. When Max bared his teeth, the dog in the glass did the same. Max barked again, louder this time, as if to prove that he wasn't afraid, but the reflection only stood there, silent and still, mocking him with its calmness. Max took another step forward, his barking growing more frantic. His breath came in quick gasps, and his heart raced in his chest. He wasn't sure why this dog, this strange, silent creature, was doing this to him, but he knew one thing. He had to protect his home. He had to drive it away. With a sudden burst of energy, Max leapt at the window, paws outstretched, teeth bared, ready to take down the intruder. But the reflection didn't move. He crashed against the glass, the impact sending a jolt through his small body. He landed on the ground with a soft thud, dazed and confused, his ears ringing. For a moment, everything was still. The yard was silent again, the wind whispering through the trees, the sun setting lower in the sky. Max lay there, panting, his mind swirling in confusion. And then slowly he realized the truth. The dog wasn't an enemy, it wasn't an intruder or a threat. It was him, just another version of himself, caught in the glass. Max looked up at his reflection, his eyes wide with realization. The barking stopped, the fear faded, replaced by a quiet understanding. He had been fighting himself all along. For a long time, he just sat there, staring at the dog in the glass, now calm and unbothered. He wondered how many times he had barked at the wrong things in life, how many times he had fought shadows, mistaken them for enemies. And then, for the first time that day, Max wagged his tail. Not in fear, but in acceptance. He had won his battle. Not by defeating the reflection, but by realizing that the reflection was never the enemy. It was always him. Max stood up, gave one last look at the window, and turned to walk back into the house. He'd learned something important today. Sometimes the battles we face are not with others, but with ourselves. And when we stop fighting, that's when we find peace. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.